Love or hate Tesla, the Model 3 long range is still the best electric car on the market. I'll include a link to Axio EV's website in the description down below. Also include a link to my car buying guide. Let's get into it. This can go 346 miles on a charge, has 394 horsepower and then 377 pound-feet of torque, and it is all-wheel drive because it's a dual motor setup. Like most EVs, this does have a front storage compartment. I'm trying to hit 500,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'd really appreciate it if you'd help out with that. Now, I think that the hood design on the new Model 3 is pretty cool looking, and the new headlight design is really sharp as well. And as you can see, this one has the protest package. All jokes aside, I'm not sure exactly what happened to this Model 3, but I think we all know what happened. Our tire wheel setup is 235 by 45 by 18. The wheels are mostly closed off for aerodynamic efficiency. They've got the side camera, and man, the things that this side camera has probably seen. Anyways, the Model 3 has a really sleek silhouette. I mean, if we take a few steps back, look at this thing. When it comes to the key, it is the card key thing, kind of interesting. And there should be a button to let us pop that up. Oh, it's actually powered. Model 3 is a smaller size sedan, but the cargo space here in the back is actually pretty. And there's this little loop that can pick up for more storage space underneath. And yeah, look at that. Just press that button right there and that will lower the lid back down. Got the new taillight design here, Tesla logo there in the center. And that caps things off for the exterior. And I will say, I think Tesla did a really good job with the new styling. Again, it's more of a slight tweak, but it's a tweak in the right direction. And we've got pop-out door handles. I do find the frameless window design very interesting, but we've got two-tone coloration down below. And then this one has bright white seats perforated all down the center. Legroom back here is actually really good. We've got a little storage compartment there too. I have this nice screen here in the rear where I can control different items like the climate, for example. You can also control the media. Ooh, there's games too. That's pretty nifty. And when it comes to headroom, it's actually really good, and you guys probably can see the whole glass roof situation back here. Let's now check out the front. The wind totally closed the door there, but two-tone design with the coloration on the front door panel. Got the nice white seats up front, power adjustments and lumbar support too. It looks like the passenger seat just has power adjustments. Now, as you can see, it's telling me to put the key card down there and boom, good to go. Right front turn signal malfunction, right headlight malfunction, you don't say. Now when it comes to the steering wheel, we've got soft touch all around. Now we've got practical controls on the steering wheel. For example, your voice command controls for the windshield to clean it. And then you can see for the lights on the other side, and these toggles are multi-function, by the way, depending on what you have selected on them. But also the turn signal indicators are on the steering wheel too. Now Tesla is still going for the minimalist dash design, so no gauge cluster. Now this is definitely interesting to use, but you can see the 360 camera system there. Now, just like before, you've got this giant tablet infotainment system. Up here at the top, it shows you the charge. Again, that's your whole gear selector is on the screen, just like the Plaid. And they've got shortcuts at the bottom for like the volume, for example, some of the applications, your phone, also the climate. And if I press the vehicle shortcut, it comes with all of the stuff for the vehicle. So if I want to power fold in the mirrors, we also have the different drive modes that we can go into. You even have for the seats to turn on the heated cooled function. Up front is heated and cooled seats. I think the second row just has, let's see. Yeah, I can say the second row just has heated function with the seats. Autopilot, still have the beta, I see, with the auto steer. But the gist of this whole screen is it controls everything for the car, but the good thing is it's quick to respond. I do like this kind of like base format here that lets you open up the trunk and the front. Again, it's very user-friendly. Usually I'm not like a screen person, but I think they've done a good enough job on the UI that I'd be okay with this. You guys saw it below, but that's where you put the card key to get the car going. We do have a little bit of storage up front as well, so you can see the storage down below and then the cup holders here. And these are kind of interesting with the click function. If that wasn't enough storage for you, you've got a center console as well. There's nice trim on top of the center console. Got the sun visors that curve up, which is funny. And then again, we've got the glass roof. Let's see how this performs. Well, let us set off. I guess we'll call this the Model 3 Protest Edition, limited to just 2,025 units. See what I did there? Sometimes I got a sense of humor, sometimes. But you know what, since this car does have, you know, a little bit of a, and I don't know if that's really what happened in the headlight, I'm just assuming because of where we are. I will give my 2 cents. I usually don't like to get into this kind of stuff on the channel. I'll just keep it to car reviews. But I will give my 2 cents on what I think Tesla should do. So, I was looking for a turn signal stock. I forgot it's on the freaking steering wheel. Turn signal camera, which is always a cool feature. I'm not a fan of electric cars, but I love how the Tesla Model 3 and the Model Y drive. They're so good. Like the suspension, again, this is not a perfect car by any means. You got to look at this as like I wouldn't even call it luxury. I would say that this is a premium electric car, but yeah, it's premium electric. I think that'd be a good way to describe it. But yeah, it just drives well. The seats are comfortable too. I like that, whatever the synthetic trim is that they use, I think it's pretty nice. Like the interior is, again, it's pretty basic, but it feels somewhat premium. And the one pedal's nice on this as well. Now, I do want to mention, we obviously are not going to get full power because we, I keep looking for a stock, the turn signal, because we have not a lot of charge. And obviously, being fully electric, it's smooth. So the acceleration with this is not going, I mean, it's impressive with the power, but the thing that sets, you know, I wouldn't say sets Tesla apart, but makes Tesla look really good in the electric car segment is the range that they offer, the range to horsepower kind of figures. Because you have a lot of automakers that'll have a good range, the horsepower will be lackluster, it'll have a lot of horsepower, but not a lot of range. This, I feel like, is a perfect mix where it's got good range and good horsepower as well. It's pretty well balanced, I would say. And see how and I do want to mention about the headlight, this car just got traded in, so like I'm sure they're going to send it to reconditioning. Man, that's quick. That is quick. Smooth too. Very smooth. Yeah, I mean, again, you get over 300 miles of range, and then you get like good horsepower too. Like this is more than enough power. Really good setup. Yeah, see, if I was gonna buy an electric, it would be something, maybe not this, maybe not a Model 3, maybe I kind of lean towards Model Y, just for the extra clearance and everything. But yeah, there's a reason why so many people, like even people that do not like the Tesla brand anymore, there's a reason why they still drive Teslas, because when it comes to an electric car, it's hard to beat this architecture. Just the drive, everything's so well tuned for an electric car. So here's my 2 cents on what I think Tesla should do. Now, whether you like or dislike or feel neutral about Elon Musk, I think that we can all agree that the thing that Tesla should probably do is decouple themselves from him. And I'm not saying fire him, but they need to figure out a way to, and I know this would be probably impossible at this point, but to be able to separate him from the brand. That would do really well for Tesla, because here's the deal. We all know that, like, you know, people buy electric cars for different reasons, right? Some people, it's because of the environmental implications. For other people, like here in Utah, electric cars are really popular with families, because what they'll do is they'll have a family car that's an ICE car that they'll use for road trips and everything, and then they'll have a commuter car that's an electric car. That's super, super common here in Utah with people that are able to afford that lifestyle. And so, you know, there's different people that buy these electric cars. So I don't know, I think that having someone like him that is very, very polarizing, that is like the face of the brand, I think they should pull back from that. And I think they should, like, seriously, I'm you know, usually not someone to talk about car advertising, but I think that it would go a long way if they had different ad campaigns. So one ad campaign about, you know, again, environmentalism, I think that would go a long way, kind of focusing part of the brand around that. And then I think also focusing part of the brand around like kind of the cool factor, because a lot of people get Teslas, maybe not as much anymore, but they used to get Teslas because it's cool. It's a cool car to have. So I think that they could do that, or maybe just the utility of it, right? I think that if they focus the advertising on that and just away from Mr. Musk, I think that would be pretty helpful for the brand. Because like I said, there's tons of people that would love to drive one of these, but they don't want to drive it because, literally just because of him. And so that's, you know, obviously going to be harmful to the brand. And then there's also people that don't want to drive it anymore because, like, again, I don't know how this damage happened, but like we've all seen the videos online of people going out and damaging these cars, and so it's like you buy one of these and you're like stressed out someone's gonna go and key your car or this or that, and it's like you got the cameras, but you still have to deal with repairing your car at the end of the day. So that's kind of my 2 cents. I think the Model 3, I really need to review the Model Y. Hopefully I'll get a review on one of those soon for you guys. I still think it's like the best electric car in terms of just the power, the range, the features, how this drives, the price point. It's such a good car. It's just become controversial as of late. Well, not with everyone. There's a lot of people that I talk to that just don't care. But, you know, there's a big enough group of people that care that it's become somewhat problematic. I wish they did still have a real shifter. That would definitely be preferred. But let me know what you guys think about the Model 3 long range, but I still think this is the, well, it's the king of electric cars, and right now it's also the king of controversy.